Having been a dating coach at one point in my life and having coached hundreds of guys around the United States, here are 8 common mistakes I see from men in the dating field. Number 1, being unwilling to change. The best guys that I ever saw in dating were the ones who were most open to change. They would watch what successful men were doing and would emulate their systems in hopes of getting the same results. There's a law of cause and effect that says that certain causes produce certain effects. This law applies to dating as well as everything else. If you don't like the effects you've been getting in your dating life up until now, the solution to your problems is simple. You simply have to change your causes. For instance, we all know the dating basics. Dress well, be in shape, have good hygiene, have a good sense of humor, approach, etc. Why do so many dating instructors recommend these basics? It's because they produce certain effects that work. Some of the guys I've seen who are the most frustrated when it comes to dating are also the guys who need the most change. Instead of working on themselves, they expect every woman to change to please them. They're fighting an uphill battle that they're the cause of. They argue for their way of being even though it's not working for them. If you're frustrated in this area, ask yourself, what can I change? Can you read new books? Go to new seminars? Try new hobbies such as comedy improv classes? Develop a new style? Meet new people? If you were to try all of these new things, you'd have changed the causes in your life, which would produce much different effects. Number 2, believing they're the only ones with a problem. A lot of the times we think our situation is unique, that what we're experiencing has never been overcome by anyone else and might be unsurmountable. The truth is that there has been someone who's probably been through worse and came through it and probably wrote a book about it to help others. If you have a situation that you feel stuck in, ask yourself, has anyone else with this same problem solved it? If the answer is yes, then you can too. Simply go and seek that person's advice or expertise and your problem will be solved. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Most of what dating experts teach is just the same thing explained through their own lenses or viewpoint. Find someone whose system you like and take from it what applies for you. Number 3, disqualifying every woman in advance. If you ever go out and aren't approaching women because there's no one out there that you like, most of the time it's not because there aren't any attractive women around, but rather your subconscious is trying to keep you safe. Instead of facing your fears, it's keeping you safe in your comfort zone with what's familiar. However, the truth is that everything you want is just outside your comfort zone. I get that certain venues might be slow sometimes, but I've taken guys out to malls packed with attractive women, and these guys found something wrong with every woman we saw. The same habit would persist at nightclubs. They'd see a woman and say something like, she's probably a gold digger, she's probably a slut, she's probably XYZ. These guys needed to lower their guard, get off their high horse, and go and approach the women they want to talk to but are afraid of. If this is happening to you, stop viewing women as potential dates and talk to them as people you're trying to connect with. People are cool and you can learn a lot from hanging out with them, especially if their model of the world is different from yours. Also, this will create a level playing field for you in social interactions. Instead of a guy who is trying to get a date with a woman he finds attractive, you're now a person trying to connect with another person. This can release a lot of pressure, people-pleasing behaviors, and the need to try to entertain or get a woman's approval. Number 4, surrounding themselves with negative people. Surround yourself with positive people as it'll have a direct impact on your success. I have a friend who's so optimistic that just the thought of him makes me smile. If we see an attractive woman, he'll tell me, you should approach her. She was just telling me she likes you and wants you to talk to her. If the interaction doesn't end in a number or something more, he'll tell me, she was probably a lesbian, or she probably had a boyfriend. He'll also go with me to talk to any group of women, which makes it easy to approach them and only speaks positively irrespective of how things go. What usually happens is I get some amazing results when he's around because of how optimistic he is. I've had friends bring around some of their new friends who would say, oh man, she just rejected you, or something stupid like that if I approach a woman I was interested in. Those types of people are never welcome in my group as they kill the energy and vibe when we go out. When you surround yourself with winners, you'll be more likely to succeed, as you'll take more chances and will be more resistant to any negativity going on. Number 5, hoping they'll get lucky. Let your dating motto be, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Forget luck. Use the law of averages. The more women you approach, the more likely you are to succeed. And as you approach more women, your skills will improve, so you'll be able to approach less women and get great results. What I see from guys is them standing around at venues, such as clubs, bars, concerts, and hoping something will happen. That's why it's called getting lucky. They're hoping they'll win the lotto or receive some type of magical prize. Being action-oriented and going for who you want is a much better way of succeeding. Also, let's say you're at a club. You spent time getting ready, driving to the club, and money to get to the club. It would be better, in fact much better, to now make use of all the resources it took to get you into that venue rather than just standing around hoping something will happen. Number 6, not preparing in advance. If you knew you were going to meet the woman of your dreams, what would you do to prepare? Would you get in shape, be well groomed, have developed some cool skills such as playing the guitar or cooking? Start doing these things now. Look at professional sports teams. What they do off the field is just as important as what they do on the field. They're training, drilling, watching tape, and visualizing, all for those few precious minutes that they're on the field. The same analogy is true for you. Practice in your off time so that when the woman you desire is face to face with you, you'll be ready. Number 7, not warming up. Going back to the sports analogy, every professional team warms up before they go to play so that they can perform their best. What I've seen new guys do is they don't talk to anyone all day and then hope that when they see a woman they like, they'll suddenly jump into gear. Instead, warm up in advance. If you're at a club, talk to the first person you see. If you're going to the mall, rehearse in your head what you'll say when you see someone you like and visualize how you want it to go. Don't wait until the woman is in front of you. Be prepared in advance. Number 8, they don't ask women out. A friend of mine called me one day really concerned and said, "Tony, I haven't had a date in weeks." So I asked him, "How many women have you asked out?" To which he surprisingly answered, "None." If you don't hunt, you don't eat. It's that simple. The average guy asks for a date less than once, meaning he doesn't ask at all. He's afraid either of rejection or failure, so it stops him from asking. This reminds me of a statistic that I heard that said it was either 40% or 60% of salespeople never ask for the sale after making a presentation. They assume that if their presentation was good enough, that the prospect will ask to purchase their product, which usually isn't the case. Ask. If you ask and the woman says no, you didn't lose anything by asking, and you'll also have gotten better at asking, which will improve your results in the future and get you one step closer to a date through the law of averages. For those of you who fear rejection, when a woman says no to your date request, she's not saying no to your worth as a human being. She's simply saying no to your request. If I ask you if you want some gum and you say no, did you reject me as a person? No, of course not. You just rejected my request. You might not be in the mood for gum or just chewed some, or you might have a mint in your mouth when I asked you. To get over the fear of failure, tell yourself repeatedly, "I can do it, I can do it, I can do it." Let this become your mantra. You'll be spurred on to take action, and as your results begin to improve, you'll become more action-oriented. If you fear rejection, tell yourself repeatedly, "I like myself, I like myself, I like myself." Say it 50 to 100 times a day. This will improve your self-esteem and self-image, and as you like yourself more, so will other people. Also, you can only like other people to the degree you like yourself. So when you like yourself a lot, it allows you to like others a lot, and they will reciprocate in kind. When you have high self-esteem, you'll approach confidently and be highly attractive to women. Bonus number 9. Overvaluing a woman and undervaluing themselves. Remember earlier when I said to see yourself as a person connecting with another person? This will cause you to not overvalue a woman based on her looks while undermining yourself. Some men view beauty as perfection, meaning that they'll see a woman who's physically attractive and assume she must be perfect as a person. This can cause a disparity in the interaction if the man doesn't also see himself as equally worthy or attractive of the woman. To get around this, see yourself as a person connecting with another person, as the two of you having equal value because you do have equal value. Some women are very front-loaded, meaning that they know how to dress up to catch the eye of men. While it's good that they're attractive, don't give all of their value just to their looks. Ask yourself, is she interesting? Would I want to spend more time with her? Does she seem cool? What's her hobbies, values, and belief systems? Sometimes when you ask these questions, it actually allows you to value the woman you're talking to more, because if she is physically attractive and also has a great personality, then you'll actually see more value in her. So those are 9 common mistakes I see from men in the dating field. If you like this talk, leave me a comment, and if you have any specific subjects you want me to cover, leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to cover them at some point in the future.